welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Rachel and we are standing in Turn of the Century Antiques, which is a wonderful doll shop out here in Denver, Colorado, and I am the creator of Virtual Doll Convention. So what we love to do here is dolls, and our motto is dolls are for everybody. So if you're tuning in and you're a doll lover, or you're just curious, or this somehow popped up on your feed, or if you're one of our wonderful subscribers, welcome back. We love you so much. This is a fun video. There is no rhyme or reason to this one. It's just dolls here, and that's what we're going to talk about. We got in a wonderful collection from a couple that is in Golden, Colorado, and this collection belonged to, it was the man that sold it to us was such a sweet man. He actually just retired from being a symphony orchestra conductor, which I thought was so incredibly cool. And his beloved wife passed away several years ago, and he has since remarried to another wonderful woman, and they brought this wonderful collection to us because they are moving and they wanted them to go somewhere where they would be appreciated. So that's the long story, and that's how they ended up here, but there's some wonderful treasures in here. So what we're going to do in this video, Christopher and I are going to film each other, and we're going to pull up some of the treasures in this video and talk about them. A lot of the dolls need work. Some of them are perfectly ready to go on our shelves, but it's kind of a deep dive. There's a little bit of everything. Everything is antique, so that's really cool, and there is a little bit of everything. So you're going to learn something, maybe, maybe not, but you're going to enjoy it because we're talking about dolls here. So let's dive into some of our favorites, and in the comments, I would love to hear what some of your favorites are as we go along, especially if you're an antique and vintage collector. All right, let's get started. We're starting out with my favorite doll. This is so much fun. So as we were unpacking the dolls, the gentleman that sold them to us and his wife, I was looking at them and giving my commentary, and they really loved seeing what I thought because I'm looking at them through the lens of somebody that has a lot of doll experience and that is a doll collector and a doll lover. So I noticed all kinds of things on them that they didn't notice when they were packing the dolls to bring to us. Now, the first thing I do when I'm looking at a doll, especially a very, very old one, is I look underneath the dress to see if there is any type of note. And first of all, let's look at this doll. She is so old and so wonderful. This is my favorite doll from this collection. She is going to be so much fun to be in our doll shop. But let's take a look at her. She is painted leather. No, it's painted cloth. It's a painted clothette type material. It is not leather. That is definitely cloth. But I'm going to bring her in so you can see this wonderful doll. Look at her hand-painted face and her features. She is very primitive looking. I just love her expression. Look at her eyebrows, her nose, and her face, for how old she is in really good condition. She has all of her blush and all of her lips. She just looks beautiful, and she's quite tall. She's had, over the years, her neck has been reinforced right here. With the cloth dolls, you can patch them and everything, and it helps preserve them. We've done that a lot with Linda. Look at the hands. Look at those individually stitched fingers. She just has so much personality. I love this doll. If she was going to be in a museum somewhere or on a Pioneer house bed or something, she would just look so perfect. So this is my pick of the litter. I cannot wait to put her in our shop, in our museum collection. So if you are new here, we have a very huge shop here, and we do a lot of different things. In the back is where we do a lot of our modern doll stuff and our subscriptions and our actual things that churn the wheel around here. And then in the shop, we have gallery after gallery after gallery of mostly antique dolls. We have some galleries over here of our wonderful Tonner dolls, but they're mostly antique and vintage. A lot of them are from my mother's collection, and then a lot of them are treasures that we find and add to our collection. So this one is going to go somewhere very special. We are getting very full, so that is one thing I'm a little worried about. But if you come here, you're going to see everything. I know most of you cannot come here, which is why we love to do videos all the time. So let's just relish in this beautiful girl. Look at her wonderful clothes, all this very, very old cotton fabric. She has wonderful old undergarments, just very weathered and worn. But let's get into the notes. So pinned underneath her dress was this envelope, and it was a check that's dated 1919, Cambridge, Massachusetts, something trust company. So it was a half of a deposit slip or a check right here. Then I'm going to turn it around and it says, this doll was made for use by Helen M. Ellis. It was made by a Mr. here of Daniel Ellis, Loving in something, New Hampshire. So it's cursive. This can be deciphered. You could probably take a screenshot of this and help us decipher it. If I really took the time, I'm just doing it off the cuff right here. We could see exactly what this says, but the check on the front is signed by Mary A. Ellis. So isn't that amazing? So we know that this doll is around 1919. The check, and also we know that just by dating it and looking at her, we can tell she's extremely old. But dolls that I find that are over 100 years old, especially cloth dolls that have been handmade, they are some of the most fascinating dolls in my life and in my experience, especially because they just have so much personality. There is no one else on earth like this girl. No other dolls like her, and she was lovingly handmade for somebody that really cherished her. So I hope you enjoy seeing her as much as I do, and I can't wait to put her in the shop and maybe give her a name and display her with her piece of provenance. So when you're looking at dolls, I'm sure a lot of you do this, but the first thing, and if you are a doll collector and you want people in your future to know certain details about the doll, pin a note to it. I wish my mother did more of that. She did some, but she didn't do as much as I wished. Look at her shoes and the little ribbons holding them on. Isn't she just a delight? And you can see the leather where it was once a very vibrant blue that was with this red ribbon here, and the way that you can just imagine what she looked like in her zenith when she was first made. Let me know what you think. She is my favorite. This is a wonderful guy. He was made in the 1890s. There were companies that made cut and stitch patterns. So the doll was already printed on the cloth, and you could cut it out and stitch it together and you'd have a doll. So it's pre-printed cloth. You can still get kits like this, but this is an old one from the 1890s. Sally had told me it was 1893. Oh my gosh, look at this, right on the back. I love this. I didn't even see this before. This is Cocheco Manufacturing Company. It says 1827, but that's when they were established. And then it says patented August 15th, 1893, number 503316. So isn't that cool? This was a really economical way to add dolls to your collection or to give dolls as a gift. Was buying the pre-printed cloth, and then you stitched it all together and you used your own cotton to stuff it together, and then you had your doll. So this is there's a lot of wonderful cloth dolls here, but this is a very sweet companion to the one over here. So we're sitting on the floor here at the doll shop. This is one of our biggest tables, and we do this a lot. So it feels good to be back to our old days where we would line up large collections all over the floor and then figure out what to do next. So he is very cute, a really, really fun example of the printed cloth dolls. Let's find another. There's just some wonderful African American dolls here too that are just very, very sweet, wonderful examples. So I'm going to pull them up and show them to you so you can see. There's just so much personality. There's a lot of, not as much actually fading on the clothes on the outfit of this one, but look close at the face. There's just so much personality, and they're just so sweet. I think that these are a pair. Wow, she got a lot more. She either got faded in the hair, it looks like it faded because it's like it's like a green color, but I think these are a pair. They have a ton of similarities. Aren't they sweet? Really, really cool. Really. Oilcloth. It just popped into my head. I think the first doll that I showed is oilcloth. That's what they use to paint and make things. They made a lot of shoes out of oilcloth too. But there's just some wonderful early dolls. This one is really cool. Very, very primitive, but look at the little fingers. Look at those little fingers. Long fingers. Really neat. This scrap doll just really captured my heart. He's made out of actual just scraps, and you can tell just little pieces and things. He's got short little arms, just totally not proportionate, and it looks like a child may have made him, or a very, very loving adult that was trying really hard to make a doll. Oh, the stories. Look at the eyebrows. and the nose. Hopefully you can see all that, but it makes me so happy. It makes me happy to be around these things and to just think of where they could have gone and what they could have done. This is really sweet. Holland Diane actually is in her bunny phase. She really likes bunnies. And I'm not going to give her this one because the bunnies, I have to give her washable toys actually, because as a 2 year and 7 month old, they taken and dragged through the mud and gone every which way. And so I have to actually give her things that are washable. She likes to drag her blanket everywhere, and she has a yellow rabbit that she just takes everywhere right now, which is just so cute. Last night at 3 in the morning, she got me up and was looking for her bunny. So that was an adventure in itself. But let's noodle on over to a couple of the other dolls that we have here. And we're going to bring in Christopher. We're just going to kind of switch off and talk about some of our favorites. So I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the cloth dolls that we have here. Oh, this one I wanted to show you before the end. The lady that sold them to us is going to bring us the other drawer here. But the base of this doll is a little dresser, a little miniature dresser. Isn't that fun? I thought that was really neat. And that's like a silk, looks like a silk material that's been painted. So she's very, very old as well. They're all old, which I love. I love that. There's a reproduction K-Star R114 that's labeled 1985, but the rest of them are pretty old. And then when we go over to the wax dolls, there's actually a picture of them in a display which looks like a museum. And so some of them were in a museum at one point. So that's pretty darn cool. But the thing that we love, oh, this one. Okay, this one. The head is an egg. It is an egg. If you look close, you can tell what an eggshell looks like. It's shaped like an eggshell. As soon as I saw it, I thought, well, it's not a walnut. Oh my gosh. It's an egg, and it actually works pretty darn well. This little egghead doll is so cool. We might have to just create a new little display for all of our new acquisitions here, but the egghead doll, I just can't get enough of that. That would be a really fun thing to do, like a child activity. You could do some egghead dolls. It would teach them how to be gentle and how to use materials that are available at your disposal. She's very delicate, but she has made it with a hollowed out egg as her head for probably 100 years. That is so cool. Love her. All right, let's check out some of the other ones. Christopher. So this, I know that this is one of your favorite parts of the job, isn't it?
Every time we get a new haul in is like Christmas morning, because you just get to sit, I won't say you, tragically, I wish that you could. I get to sit in a pile of dolls and just like admire and look at them and try to identify them and learn something new and then categorize them and then figure out maybe what any one of them may need before they are ready to be on display or maybe given to a new home. And I think I'm sort of a history junkie in some way. Not that I'm especially literate in it, but that I really enjoy sort of old things and history things and whatever. And this is such a fun and very specific way to play with that idea. It's both a time capsule and it's sort of like a sentimental glimpse into somebody's life. And I just love that. I think that's sort of like, I don't know, nerdy and fun. It was just very much fun to sort of sort through these and figure out if there were any, very special things that were worth mentioning. And there are definitely some. Although I'm often of the school of thought that something really special and specific isn't also necessarily super monetarily valuable. I think sometimes some of my favorite pieces are ones that I just gravitate toward naturally. And I think that's sort of the experience of a lot of doll people. I particularly really like this wooden one that you pointed out with the wooden
side curls.
She's so precious. And she's got this sort of almost concerned look on her face. Almost worrisome, but very sweet. And love her little rosy cheeks and this very sweet sort of umber dress color with gingham. She just has pointy stubs for hands, which I find very endearing. Very sweet little pointy stubs. And she's just cute. She has some nice dull nubs for feet. They're not especially pointy, but they are painted. She's got a good ornamental peachy
pedicure.
Shoe. Yeah, right. She's fun. And I would imagine she is jointed at the elbow, and it feels like at the shoulder and the elbow she has some joints. No knees, but Very, very cute. I don't know, I just think she's fun. You really liked these ones. These pin dolls are amazing.
Yeah, these are by the Show and Hunt company. They came out with the pin dolls, which were a very affordable way for them to manufacture their dolls. They made them during factory shortage times and during times when they just didn't have all of the resources to do their traditional dolls that we know from Show and Hunt.
Yeah.
And the pin family they have a lot of personality. I think they're a lot of fun. And they're made out of pins, clothespins.
They're so fun.
I think this is very ingenious. You're down on supplies. You don't have all of the normal stuff that you do to make all of your wonderful dolls that we know and love from Show and Hunt. These were made out of shortage times, and I think that they're totally ingenious, and they sold a lot of them. So they made it work.
These feel like the perfect example of sort of a real foreplay doll. You know, dolls are almost always intended to be that way, but these I think
they're a lot more hardy.
I agree. That's a great description for them.
I could give them to Holland Diane and not think, oh my gosh, they're never going to survive.
Right.
Totally.
He's endearingly very limp, but you can see at the joint here where sort of that classic pin appears. They're just very cute. I find them very, very endearing. And I particularly like this patch of what used to be goatee hair that has come off over the time.
It's so good.
His little last 2 strands of goatee hair.
He's clinging on.
Yeah. Let it go, girl. The Rogaine's not working. He's very, very sweet. I think these are all really fun. I really love this one.
This is a great papier-mâché.
Yeah, she's so beautiful. I love her face. I love her coloring. That sort of fading, that yellowing over time, I think is a really nice patina on her. This dress is so beautiful. I love that it's actually all just one color, one fabric. She looks like she's sort of, you know, captured in sepia tone. She's just very, very pretty. Beautiful leather hands. They look like gloves, which I don't think always translate that way. Sometimes the kid leather is meant to look like a flesh tone, and I think sometimes that's really beautiful, and then maybe sometimes it isn't quite as nice. But I like that they just leaned into, you know, they're just going to be gloved hands instead. She's so pretty and has some really great underskirts and undergarments and stockings, and I love her little boots. She's very sweet.
Yeah, look at that.
Beautifully done.
She is beautifully done. Honestly, every single doll in this collection I think is just really fantastic. I was really pleased when we were pulling out all of these dolls. They each are just very different.
Yeah, they have tons of character. I love that lace detail. They're all very specific, but I think, one thing they have in common is they're sort of artfully crafted.
Absolutely.
I think she's fun. Also, honorary mention for this one.
Oh yeah, all of these papier-mâchés are just fantastic.
I mean, she's gorgeous, but also that silhouette is beyond. Barbie could never. That waist is tiny. She looks so good. I think she's just like so gorgeous. She's got a breastplate that ends at the shoulder with some, I don't know what that is.
It should be leather.
It is kid, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kid leather.
And then it stops again at the elbow, and she's got one solid
wooden arms and legs.
arm.
Yeah.
Really cool. I love her expression. I love her sort of earnest, very honest expression. Nice little sort of turquoise eyes.
Look how classy her dress is.
I know. I'm saying she's really pretty. She's one of my favorites of the bunch. And we have a note down here.
Oh my gosh, more notes.
Doll with hands and feet of wood, original clothes, 95 years old.
And that note looks pretty old.
Yeah, I'm curious, 95 years old as of when. I'm gonna guess in possession of Mary Evans Scott. Really?
Let's look at that note. Look how old that note looks.
Yeah.
That note looks 50 years old.
Oh, yeah.
But that's how old the doll is. She's probably around 150 years old, maybe even more.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Let's look at the back of the hair. Let's see the wonderful
she's got some
molded curls.
Great curls.
The more curls, the more molding, the more ornate the style, the rarer and the more valuable papier-mâché dolls are. So when they have the curls that spill down the sides and down the back, or that have the wonderful top knots, all of that is very desired by collectors.
Yeah, I think she's just phenomenal.
And she doesn't look to have any retouching.
I don't think so.
Well, she might. We'll have to look, but it looks good. Let's see. I thought we had one down here that had a lot of retouching, but so that one you can tell has been totally repainted by an amateur.
Yeah.
And it happens. But unless I just say don't. Just don't, because collectors, we love, even if the face is naturally almost just faded and gone, we'd rather have that. than a repainted face like this. But whoever did it had very good intentions, and it could have been a child, you don't know.
She's just been wearing lots of SPF on the face.
Yes,
that's all.
yes.
Yeah. Everything else she's tanning, but not the face. Can't
Not the
age.
face.
Yeah.
Let's look. This guy is wonderful.
Yeah. Love the hairdo. The sculpted hair on this one is gorgeous.
Yeah, he's got wonderful painted curls.
Gorgeous. Teeny little feet, dainty, cute little feet. This beautiful, I mean, multi-layer skirt. Lots of structure under here. And some breeches. And a really great little coat. Very pretty. A companion to the other. Again, breastplate that stops at the shoulder, kid arms, and then wood at the elbow. And like, they're not individual articulated fingers, but they are sort of chiseled and really pretty. I mean, they're like delicate, very pretty little hands. Yeah, sweet face. Love those like baby hairs all up and down the
Oh yeah.
the
That
frame of the face.
We love that.
Just a great detail. I think these are really nicely done.
Yeah, that's talent right there to paint that. These are all hand painted, handmade. Here's a sweet little one in a little prairie out dress. Look at that silk dress she's in.
The dress really is beautiful. I don't know how much of that you can see catching light on camera, but it's really pretty actually. Really pretty.
Tiny, tiny little details.
Great little flower inside of the bonnet. Love that. Very sweet face. Nice round cheeks and some sort of angular little hands. Again, wood hands. Really sweet. Bright orange shoes. Love
look at
those.
that.
That's cool.
Christopher is in his orange era, for anyone wondering.
Yeah, I'm enjoying leaning into color right now. For
But
sure.
I don't see you wearing a lot of orange. Is it like in decor that you're doing, or
I have
or do
some
you wear
orange
it on the
garments.
weekends?
Yeah, I have some orange in my wardrobe. I'm beginning the orange era. I've got some orange in decor. I've got some orange in my clothes, but I've never really loved or worn a lot of it, and I've just changed my tune about it lately.
Yeah,
I think
you're
it's
allowed to.
an underappreciated color.
Absolutely, absolutely. These type of videos are some of my favorites to do because we're not on a time frame. We're just enjoying dolls, and it's fun. It's so fun, especially because a lot of our videos we film what we do around here. That's our video content, which is something we're selling, something we're doing, our daily life, and this is our daily life in the doll shop. These dolls just came in a few days ago, and it is just a treat and a pleasure to be able to make this content and share it with you, because there's people all over the world that are viewing this that don't have a front row seat to sit here on the floor with us. We wish you could, but the next best thing is a video. So this wonderful doll came in with this collection. She is French. She needs to be cleaned. We're going to be doing next week, and maybe even this week, depending on our time frame, some antique content where we're going to do some cleaning. So she needs to have her soft scrub, but I think that she is a Eugene Berrois. She is not marked. I pulled down her kid leather on her breastplate in the front and the back very gently. If she was clearly a Eugene Berrois, she would have EB usually. And he was a doll maker in France along the time of all the other French doll makers. And that's what I think, but I don't know for sure. But a lot of the Berrois dolls that I've seen and that we have had over the years have this face. It's a pretty distinctive look. But again, there's a lot of dolls that are mystery dolls. But look at the condition she's in. Her body is in really, really good condition. Her leather body is still supple. It is not hardened. And look at her fingers, these individually stitched fingers. They're in really good condition. She even has her ring on her middle finger. I have taken her outfit off, but we're gonna look at it. She is marked with a 3. I just noticed that on the upper back of her head, but then there's no other markings. So she's a doll that we would take the soft scrub and clean up a lot of the dirt that's on her, and we could do cream of tartar on her body, but it's really not that bad. It's actually very clean. Underneath her little britches right here, I'm sure it's actually extremely clean. So that is good. She has her original wig, really, really great. So let's look at some of her undergarments. This is her slip, her little petticoat right here that was on. These we would take and soak in our Perk and Boost and clean those. The undergarments always need a lot of cleaning. They're just cotton and they get very dirty. So that's what we would do with that. And then she had this wonderful wire bustle that was on her butt to give her some shape. Could you imagine if we wore these today, like what that would be like. Sometimes I look at my outfits and I'm like, oh, I could use a little bit more shape. Like pulling out something like this metal wire thing and sticking it on the back of your butt to give you some shape. I bet people would do it. Not comfortable, but these ladies did not typically sit down in these outfits, but this is cool. I really like seeing this. It's very, very old, very historic. Oh, I just love it. And here's the outfit. So wonderful antique outfit, wonderful dress. This doesn't need a ton of reinforcing. We would do some light pressing, maybe take out some of the wrinkles on the ribbon very gently. Looks like it's made out of wool and silk. Here's how you can see the inner lining. I am being very gentle, even though it probably doesn't appear like that on the camera. I also have a lot of experience with these items and they don't scare me. Sometimes when you're holding very, very old things, you're almost afraid to touch it. And I've been blessed to be doing this forever. But you do have to be gentle with these really, really old garments though. You really do, because they are sometimes so incredibly fragile. But there's the front of it. So it has some weathering from age to the coloring. Look at, you can see down the buttons where it was covered up from the sun. You can see the original blue that it was, a very bright, vibrant blue. But I love the silk trim, and I think it's a really, really beautiful outfit. And she also has a hat. So after we put her back together, which is very little that we have to do, she's just gonna look perfect.
There are so many, I don't always know where to start. I also have a fondness for some dolls that are maybe a little bit, some might consider to be unsettling, I find to be charming. This particular one I find so endearing. Wax dolls can be very, I think, divisive, particularly when they have sleep eyes. She's got very crisp sort of eye holes. The corners of her eyes are very pointy and very clean. And then the crazing, I think, you know, for someone that is perhaps on the suspicious side of dolls, this does not win them over. But I find her to be so sweet. I just think that this is like a very cute doll with a lot of character. I'm
gonna jump in right here because a lot of people that don't have doll experience or people that ask us about are the dolls haunted, this and Raggedy Ann's are the ones they go for.
Sure.
But most of the people watching, we're all doll collectors, and when we see a doll like this, we absolutely love it. It's just so sweet. She's an antique wax doll and she's lived so long and all of her little crazing. See, to me, she's beautiful. And I know to pretty much everybody watching, unless they don't get it, but if you're in the doll thing,
I think she's
you get
charming.
It. Yes, she's
I love
sweet.
her like quad
I
braids.
love the plaid.
The hair is so cool to me. That's just like a very fun like three-way braid. Very pretty. And yeah, the plaid is gorgeous. It's a really nice coloring. I love her little red boots. I just think that she's really cute. I think she's a very cute doll.
Yeah.
And this enamel bow pin is so charming. She's got earrings and a necklace and a really nice little rhinestone bit on that, you know, middle of those beads. I think she's just really, really cute. Love her teeny tiny little full lips and that, you know, sweet button nose. I think she's so cute. I think she's so cute. Kid leather arms, looks like all the way up to the breastplate, and then we've got mostly cloth, all the rest of it. She's really just a very sweet doll. I can imagine all of the very sort of, you know, earnest, well-loved adventures that she went on, you know? I feel like she's really experienced life. She's seen the world. This is another very fun, very silly one.
This one has, oh, that's the other one is in the picture, sorry.
Yeah, oh yeah, but she's got a knowing expression. she's got a very certain expression.
As you like to say, she's seen some things?
She has seen some things. I mean, like, if anyone has, it's her. I like that the left eye is bulging just a little bit further out than the right. She's got so much character. And this really incredible sort of molded, sculpted crown. We're not certain whether or not that was original, although it looks, I mean, to my sort of like non-expert eye, it looks like it's all original.
Sally thought it might have been added, but I don't know how that could be done and
so smoothly, right?
Yeah,
like,
you'd have to see a line or something.
Something.
Wax is very hard to work with.
Well, she's got, I'm curious what her hairdo situation would have intended to be, and if the crown must have had some painting on it at some point.
It would have had something.
Because her head is the most incredible shape. It's very
well, you can kind of see it. Let's look in the back here. You can see there was something here, but
I would imagine it had to have been a wig. Because like that.
Weigh in, everybody. Let us know what you think. I am not a wax is some of the dolls that I know the least about.
It seems like her hands are actually, well, they might be composition. They almost felt like plaster for a moment.
This one looks like a what is called wax over, which is poured wax over paper mache as the base.
Got it.
So that's what that one looks like.
Love the dress. She's got a really fun sort of
Wonderful
lace
antique dress
net
again.
bustle. Yeah, I know. This is really beautiful embroidery on this tulle. And I love this sort of sage ribbon that I'm sure started as more of a, maybe a Kelly green to go with the dress. It's just really, it's very pretty. And I love her expression so much. She almost looks perturbed, and I just really enjoy that about her. As you were mentioning, this one has a photograph. This is what appears to have been the museum that maybe some of these were acquired through. And that little lady we've got over here. And she's still in the dress that she was photographed in. She's got this beautiful sort of braided updo and really sweet sort of dark indigo eyes.
So that's what it is. Look, this one has the same head shape.
You think
it just has the wig on top. See, yeah, it just gives the wig height. That's all it is.
Oh,
she's just missing her wig.
interesting.
It's the same
Very
thing.
interesting.
Okay, we have just figured it out.
Mystery solved.
Mystery solved. Yeah, because you can feel it.
you're
It's
right.
the same exact shape.
That's very strange. Good for her. A built-in bump.
A built-in bump it.
Yeah.
So this was not added. This is original, and this is what it looks like with hair.
Wild.
I kind of like her without her hair.
I do too. I like that sort of lump.
Yeah.
When you hit your head really hard in the middle of the night.
I like the look. Well, this is what we can do. We can display them together.
Sure.
To show what the wax head looks like with the bump it without the hair on.
I love this antique dress. She's only got one leg intact, but the other one
We'll glue it on.
We've got some sawdust happening.
Oh wow, yeah. There's a lot of
We've got a
wear and tear here. But what we'll do is we'll
splint.
pull it out and we'll see what we can do. You know, we can figure it out. At the very least, we can glue this on.
yeah, for sure.
We'll see what we can do to attach. But look at the wonderful, wonderful
I know
antique dress.
This is, I think, one of the prettiest dresses in the collection.
I want to reproduce this fabric.
I know, it's gorgeous.
But isn't that great?
Yeah.
We were trying to see, this one is over there. Yes.
Is that? Oh yeah, that blonde one.
With
I think you're right.
with the
With
belt.
rib, yeah.
Yep. She's over there. And is this one the paper mache? No.
No.
No. But I bet there's some other ones in here that are in this collection.
Yeah. Oh, this one is this one. That's our wax lady with the bow pin.
Oh, it is.
In that gingham. I didn't see her before. Yeah. Cute. Hey girl, you're famous.
Hey girl. Yeah, we need to really look close at this because I bet there's some other ones in here too.
Yeah.
It's a neat picture. I looked on the back and it didn't have anything. I wish it
know.
had some kind of provenance on where this was.
I want to get this
It
framed.
looks like a museum.
Certainly.
Well, then this girl is probably in there too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am so glad we figured out the keeper of the heads though.
You know, that one's a weird one.
So this grouping over here, I absolutely love, and we have a wonderful friend, George, in Ireland, who I've been promising an antique doll, and we're going to send George a couple of the dolls from this collection. But let's chat about some of them.
Yeah.
My favorite are the bride and groom. Oh my gosh.
I know, they're so sweet. I have a particular fondness for him. He's sort of endearingly limp. I like the way that he's gone loose over the years, and he's got these incredible real eyebrows, real hair brows. I know they're not exactly desirable by everybody, but they're so cute, especially on little boy
On a
dolls.
boy doll. I was just going to say that. On a girl doll, I don't like it as much, but on a boy doll, I actually like it.
Give me a full unibrow. Just
Yeah.
go all the way. I think it'd be great. He's got an original wig. This is so pretty. It's coming up at the back just enough to show us that the imprint on the head has actually still stayed in the glue. As you can see, that's original.
JDK 215. So
Yeah.
he's by Kestner.
Yeah.
Very, very sweet.
Gorgeous. I love his expression, his chocolatey brown eyes, and his big, full, peachy cheeks. I just think he's so cute. Love this little groom. Very, very sweet. The bride is also very sweet. As you can see, the weight in her head prevents her from closing her eyes all the way. So again, you know, things age differently, and she's well loved. She's much, much more limp than the groom is. I think she was played with probably pretty hard.
And the restringing just goes limp after
Right.
a certain amount of time. Linda used to restring so many dolls. We need to start restringing our dolls.
Yeah.
But look at her wedding dress. It's
know.
really ornate.
The roses on that are really, really sweet. The lace work is beautiful. She's got a really great little train. I wonder if she had a veil. I mean, I'm sure she at one point had a veil, but just really pretty. She's a very sweet, well-loved little doll. Nice, bright blue eyes. And these mignonettes are amazing. I and so many other people just love their sort of crazy little faces.
I know. Let's see if we can get in. Their little faces, they always look like this. It's just because the canvas is so small.
Right. Tammy Faye Baker could never. That mascara is everything. I think that
It's everything.
It's really phenomenal. I love the two of them. I'm particularly fond of the boy, actually, but I think they're such an adorable pair. And actually, the crystal beading necklace is so sweet on her. Just very, very cute. Their expressions are like they're just going really fast in a horse carriage.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, totally.
I love them. Very, very, very cute. Also, I like these. I don't know anything about them.
These are dollhouse dolls. So this would
Okay.
be the mother and father in a dollhouse.
That mustache is so nice.
Well, we know that you have a thing for mustache dolls.
Listen, I might be partial, a little bit biased. Love the dainty little feet on this one, the tiny little shoes. She is so glamorous, and a really great little expression on her, cute little updo. I think they're
Let's
sweet.
see if, here, put them on the floor. Let's see if we can capture them a little bit better so you guys can see. There we go. Yeah, yep, these would be the mother and father in a dollhouse.
So cute. They're actually
Probably fit them in our dollhouse.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're almost probably the right scale for the one that we have.
Somebody asked which was what was the, in my Facebook stories, what was the black and white doll, and this is it's made in Japan. These were done at carnivals. They were just very inexpensive dolls that you could get as prizes.
But the glasses on that one, I've never seen one with glasses. She's so cute.
Those were definitely added later.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody drew those on, but I like that.
I do too.
You don't have glasses on your doll, just draw them on.
Right.
I love that.
And that baby beneath her, totally lost on the sauce.
Oh yeah, I've seen that look before. It's called Milk Drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
Look at his bottle. That's
know.
cool.
He's a cute one.
I love the molded bottle.
Right? Yeah.
And then this girl, I don't know exactly which country, but she's a regional ethnic dress doll. And if you know which country in particular, let me know. We were thinking maybe Swedish because of the flower on the back.
Yeah, really pretty. Love the color story.
Yeah. And then these are the dolls that I thought George in Ireland might really love, especially this one.
Yeah.
Her dress is absolutely phenomenal.
I know, the dress is amazing. She's got a really sweet face. She's in good shape. She's a little loose, but not too bad. And I think she's just got a really sort of, I don't know, sweet, curious face.
Yeah.
This dress really is so pretty. The lace work is beautiful, and actually it doesn't even look like it's been damaged anywhere. I think she was cared for really nicely.
Yeah, she's a sweet doll, but her crown and glory really is this wonderful, wonderful gown.
Yeah.
And the other one too has a really
Love this one.
nice dress.
Love this dress, love this face, love the hat, love the expression, love the hair. I think she's so beautiful.
So I just mentioned George, and if you saw, I did a very short video where a wonderful young man in Ireland made a doll of me. So let's go show it so that everyone knows who George is, and then we can...
I'll go run and grab it. In action.
So George, if you're watching, which I'm going to send your dad this video so you can see it, and for those who didn't see the video, George is a doll collector in Ireland, and he sent me this, and he says, I am George and I am 12 years old, and he made me this doll inspired by me. So here she is. He used all kinds of different materials, and sometimes I have that exact expression depending on what's going on in the course of my day. I just love her though. And he wrote me this wonderful letter, and so she is on display, and I'm gonna just pull this down so you can see it, but it says from George. But you can see can you see that in 2020, I wore a beautiful blue dress when I did a tour for the Christmas pageant when I was raising money for charities for my mom, for her memorial. We did a tour of the antique Christmas display, which was mainly all of my mom's personal collection. All of it's still here, but it's a little bit different now. But anyway, in that video, I wore that beautiful blue dress, and George made me a doll in the beautiful blue dress. So it is very, very, very sweet. And so I've been promising to send George an antique doll. So George, we're gonna send you those two that we just shared in the last clip, those two last girls in those wonderful gowns. So we're gonna wrap them up real good and send them all the way to you in Ireland. Hopefully you love them, but I had to show my little mini-me again. Okay, so that was fun. Now we're back with our second little row of dolls here. These are all China heads and parians.
Love these ones. I do love a China head. I'm just partial. I think they're very sweet. But we think this is the one in that photo.
Yeah, you can tell.
She's, especially like this sash is what shows me. I'm gonna go grab that really quick and see.
Here.
Yeah, I think that's her. I'm hoping it is.
You can see the
She won a ribbon
sash.
for something.
You can go in real close and see. It's the sash and the hairstyle and the billowing sleeves that are
Yeah.
an exact match.
Really pretty. This is in good shape too. And a very sweet face. I say that a lot, but I really like her sort of small and deep set mouth, those big, really nice rotund cheeks that she's got. Also, I love that we can see the ears. Like,
Yeah.
that's sort of a fun touch. Her hair is behind her ears, and they're really sort of articulated ears, which you don't see a whole lot. But I don't know, I think she's very fun. I like when I think of antique dolls, often I think of China and Parian head dolls. I just find them really endearing.
Yeah, let's show her. She, again, has a really great outfit.
Yeah,
This is a more
amazing
commonly
dress.
seen China head doll, but she has a great hairstyle and her head is in really good condition.
Yeah.
Not a lot of rubbing, not a lot of chips, so she looks great. Usually the backs of the heads are really rubbed and worn through. If you look really close, you can see just a couple tiny little rubs right there on the ridge of that curl.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's hardly any.
Yeah, and the dress is great. I love her little kid arms, and again, great undergarments. Really pretty.
Yeah. These could all do with a little soak from our Boost and Perk, but otherwise they've been kept in boxes for the last 30 years, so this is the first time they've had any fresh air in a while.
Welcome to the doll shop.
Welcome to the doll shop.
Yeah.
I know
think
this
they're
one's
really
one of your...
Love him.
We'll talk about him and then we'll talk about that bonnet head, or we could talk about the bonnet head. So I love bonnet head dolls because the bonnet is molded into the head.
Yeah, really fun. Love the hair sort of spilling down over the back.
Yeah.
Those bows on the side are so cute, but we only get color on it on the front, which is interesting. Sort of strawberry blonde curls and a really nice, this reminds me of like art stylings of like Art Nouveau. I think it predates that by a little bit, but this feels like sort of the whimsical, billowing illustrations of, beautiful women from, Art Nouveau stylings. Really, really pretty. And this one's fun too. I like that we've got...
Yeah, that's got the molded bonnet too.
Yeah, great color story again.
Molded bonnet dolls are so much fun. I just love that the hat's just included, so you don't have, you're never gonna lose it.
Always accessorized.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny little chip here, but otherwise in great shape. I like the sort of molding of the hands into like gripping something, almost a little fist. They're really cute actually. And some charming little mint green shoes. Really, really sweet. But yeah, this one for me takes the cake. He's tin, he's metal, he's something. He's also a home for several
Does it say
spiders.
Minerva in the back? A lot of times they were made by a company called Minerva.
There
They
was
would say it.
something here,
Really?
but I don't know what it says.
Tin head dolls are really neat.
So fun. He's got one tooth left. Love that.
Let's see. Oh.
Only one. And really nice, bright blue eyes. Just a sweet head. I think this is so fun. I like the way that you can see the rust coming through what I guess is enamel. That has to be enamel over tin, right?
That's just painted tin.
Just painted.
You can see the paint just wearing off right there.
Very fun. He's really special. And again, I don't find anything about him to be unsettling. I think he's really endearing.
Oh yeah. These were beloved toys too. You can just tell that this one was
Exactly.
played with and loved.
Cherished.
Yeah, and played with a lot more than the Bisque ones because they were just so much more durable.
Right. Yeah, you can really take them with you. Go on adventures.
Well, we're back on the floor. These videos are so fun. It's just so relaxing to sit here and just share the love of dolls. That's all the point of this video is we're just sharing dolls because we're a doll shop.
Yeah.
And I was telling Christopher, if we weren't making these type of videos, yes, it would be great to have, they would have a home, they'd have a beautiful place in our shop. A lot of these we're going to price and actually put into our case that we have for sale. Some of them are going into our museum, but you wouldn't get to see it. And that is the heart and soul of the virtual doll convention. The whole thing was that I wanted to reach more people globally. And so let us know where you're tuning in from. Put it in the comments. We'd love to know, especially when it's global. It's just so cool. But let's take a look at some of the ones in this little grouping here. I know your favorite one, Christopher, is
This one is so fun, you guys. I love her. Again, I love a doll with character. First off the bat, the weight in the head is not balanced, so her eyes don't open and close at the same time, and I find that so cute. I just think that's very fun.
Let's see.
Oh
My gosh, yeah.
She sort of like winks at you when she goes down. It's very fun. She's, again, another tin head, and there's some fun crazing over the top that like doesn't make it look like it's tin, but it is. She's a walker, so her body is like this sort of fun canvas, and then one leg will sort of move to stimulate the other. And I just think she's so cute. I love her little stocking cap and her sweet expression. I love a doll that sort of does something. I love a little gimmick. And I think she's just really cute. I really fell in love with her. So I'll be excited to spend some more time with this one. We got a Bilo baby. We're always getting asked about Bilos, but these eyes no longer open.
Oh, tap the side of the head. See if you can.
I tried the other day. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there they go.
They got stuck.
Yeah, you just gotta give them a tap, a good solid tap. It'll usually open them up.
Yeah, some really darkened rubber hands, plastic hands, and this huge christening gown. I mean, like, just huge. It's about 3.5 Bilo babies long.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Love this one. She is so pretty.
Yeah, she's got a great, it's melting, which I actually love, antique silk costume.
Yeah.
But this aging on it, it's just, I love that.
I think so too. It's a really nice display of
age.
And like, look at that
Look at the
color.
back as opposed to the front. This is what happens when they're just in direct sunlight.
That is, I mean, it's fluorescent.
Yeah.
It looks like Technicolor. It's so bright. I really am fond of the sort of like armpit cleavage that we've got sculpted into the plate here. I think that's such a beautiful detail that signifies how tightly corseted in she is. Really cute. I don't see that very often at all. But I love her little sort of staunch and stubborn expression and this big hat. She's so beautiful. Love, love, love this doll.
She's a wonderful example of what can happen to your dolls if they are stored in direct sunlight.
Yeah, don't keep them
These
out
were,
for-
yeah, this is direct sun on the front of her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Night and day.
We should look and see if she's in that picture.
Oh, she might be. Yeah, that's a good point.
This is they're called Belton types. They were made in Belton, Germany, and they're just called Belton types. It's kind of a pet name for them in the industry, but this is what they look like. And the top of their heads they're the ones that are the solid domes, but that one's got a glued on kid skin wig, so it's hard to see, but they have solid domes with a hole in the top of the head. That one's marked 3. But they sort of have a French look, but they are German.
They do sort of look French, especially around the mouth, I think. And sort of, you know,
Those big eyes too.
wide eyes. Yeah, really, I mean, a beautiful doll, actually. And I kind of like that hair. A good size. I think that's a really nice size for a child. Really sweet. Not a lot going on for the costume, but it is really pretty.
It's very simple, very sweet.
Yeah, I love the expression on that one.
This one is interesting because in the picture I thought it was an antique, but it's not. It's a reproduction, and she has, if you turn her over, you can see on the marking, if you're familiar with the markings, it's visible right away, but then if you look really close, right in the ear, it says 1985.
Yeah.
So that helps too. So she was made in 1985, but in the pictures, I thought she was an antique. It wasn't a very clear picture, but.
One of the things for me that's always a dead giveaway, we get questions all the time that are like, how can you tell if there isn't a marking, if you can't, you know, clearly see what makes something a reproduction versus what's antique, is I think the feel of the bisque is always a dead giveaway. This is sort of a gritty, granular texture compared to something that's been, you know, weathered and seen a lot of, you know, love in its life. This is much, much smoother. This is much, much smoother. It feels almost like you've sanded it.
Right.
It's like the only way I can express that. Like if you wouldn't, of course, but imagine maybe taking an emery board to the surface of that face. That is almost how that feels compared to something like this, and it's just going to be a lot newer. That quality just feels sort of sandy.
Absolutely. You can see how that was scratched in by hand.
Yeah.
And somebody put that in by hand. So it's not, if you look up the mold for the K-Star R114, it's molded into the head of the doll. It's like like lettering, like Times New Roman lettering. So if it's hand inscripted like that, done by hand, that's your biggest giveaway.
Right.
But the feeling of the bisque is huge. That is, I wish you guys could all feel this right through the screen, because that is a very good characteristic of a reproduction.
It just feels sort of sandy, sort of dusty. I don't know how else to describe that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love this huge
this
Simon
one is
Helbig.
yeah, she's got a fantastic costume. The costume looks older than she is, but I just love her
I
costume.
know, that dress is really beautiful. Again, we got a great little bow pin detail. That's cute. I didn't see that before.
Oh, look at that. Oh, does it have little pearls on it? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's so cute.
So cute. I love the sort of carpet eyelashes and really sweet expression. She's in really good shape, it feels.
I love that you called those carpet eyelashes. They're mohair, but
I mean, they look like carpet.
I love that. It looks like carpet trim.
Right?
That's funny.
That's the trim of a rug.
Yeah.
You know? The undergarments are beautiful.
Look at that.
Isn't that just insane?
That's beyond. To sit there and do that.
I know. And to have that not even be a feature that's seen.
I know.
The entire point is that it's like hidden away under a dress.
That's wild.
That's crazy. But she is really great. I think she's sort of a great example of sort of a standard play doll.
Very standard. Not a standard dress.
No. She's in a really phenomenal dress. If you can see anything in the back.
Yeah, look at the, oh, look at that.
Great shape.
Oh my goodness.
And like no splitting really. There's none of the wear of that classic, silk sort of deteriorating.
Yeah, it's in really good condition.
Yeah, even those eyelets are like really strong.
Look at that. What a little treasure.
I think so. She's fun. She's ready for an adventure.
We're just sitting here on the floor and you're sitting here with us. You can pretend you're sitting on the floor. This girl, she really needs restrung.
No kidding.
Her poor little leg is
just about amputated.
falling down.
Yeah, talk about that.
Oh man. Yeah, we need to get some restringing happening here.
Yeah.
But she's a very sweet one too. I love her purple outfit.
Yeah, the purple's pretty. I like that sort of play dress that she's in. Cute little bonnet. She's got a great little hairdo with those braids, and someone's very affectionately kept a hairnet over it. She's got sort of a sweet expression, just like she's very ready for dinner time,
Yeah.
We've got a wind chime of sorts going on with the legs, but a note here, what does this say? My doll, given to me by Aunt Ava Green, 1901, December, Christmas Day.
Oh, so sweet.
Wow. A 1901, my goodness.
So sweet.
Very sweet.
I love that we found several notes in this collection.
I know, this is the entire thing, right? Is like you can sort of project an imagined history or connection or like human experience onto these things, but getting little nuggets of that tangibly is so exciting because you get to really know. You get to like, you get names and you get dates and you get to sort of like piece together history in some way. And I think she's got a lot of history to talk about.
Yeah, she sure does. Very, very, very sweet. All right, here's one of the last ones in our, I just opened it. It's in a little picture frame right here, but we got some really sweet miniatures that are placed on this. Oh, they're sewn on, that's cute. My favorite is this little Steiff teddy bear. I absolutely love him. Get in there so you can see he has his original, it's a white button. That's rare. Look at, it's got the trailing F. I don't know how well you can really get in there and see that, but a white button is a very early Steiff button. So that's wonderful. And you can still see the white enamel on it. Isn't that just so sweet? Oh my goodness, I love him. His sparse little mohair that's left. This little pocket guy was loved so much. I absolutely love him. This is a papier-mâché character. Somebody watching is gonna know. I don't know exactly who he is, but he's got his little monocle and he looks like a circus conductor or something. I don't know. He's a ringmaster, not a conductor, but he's very, very, very cool. And then we just have a couple more fun little peg wooden type dolls. They're just wonderful. Look at their tiny little faces. I love how they did the faces. Look at that. It's got 2 black dots and the mouth is just a red dot. It's just so good. It's so good. These are so sweet. I love these little miniatures. They're just absolutely wonderful. And then this guy, his mouth is just a red dot too. Isn't that fun? And he has a molded hat. Look at his crude little arms. Looks like the little hands may have fallen off and chipped off. I know, but he's so sweet. These are all really small. My favorite is just that wonderful Steiff, but there's just some wonderful treasures in here. Somebody really, really loved this. So if you're watching and wondering what we're doing, we take these and then we figure out what to do. So we are going to price some of them and put them into our antique cabinet that has a lot of things that are actually for sale. I know it feels like, do we ever sell anything? Well, a lot of the stuff we sell is our wonderful modern things and our subscription boxes, and that powers the way for us to be able to do this type of content, to have all these wonderful antique dolls on display and to even have the shop at all. So I'm very proud that we're here and able to do this type of thing. And then we are going to put a lot of these things in our museum. And then we're hoping to do some content next week where we show what we can do to help restore them and put them back together as best we can. We miss Linda so very much. We do not have Linda here to help us, but we do have, I have a lot of experience from filming and watching Linda. Christopher is extremely talented and creative, and between the two of us, I think we have figured out a lot of really fun things and ways to help preserve these wonderful treasures. For the most part, everything's in pretty darn good condition, so I'm really happy with that. So Christopher, did you have fun?
Always.
Always. This was fun. We enjoyed sharing. Let us know if you enjoyed this video. It's always a pleasure. We never know when this type of thing is going to happen. We don't buy everything. We get a lot of comments, but if you send us an email and we can't buy your collection or what you have, then we do give you resources and ideas for other places to go. There's a million wonderful antique doll dealers out there. Bless you all. Keep working hard. Keep doing it, because we need you. We need you to be doing this and to be teaching, and the dealers out there are the ones that know all the stuff. So try to learn as much as you can from the wonderful dealers that are out there, and of course all the other doll shops around the country. There are not very many of us, especially with an antique or vintage focus, and I am rooting and championing all of you. I love you so much, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching and being a part of our doll journey today. And if you are new here, give us a subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. And on our virtual doll convention website, we have an event calendar that has all the stuff coming up and what's going on, so you never miss a thing. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.